Hello, it's me Shania, and this is Niveta we have here, Chikni today.
Hello guys.
Okay, so basically, I have been writing poems since like a year or two, okay? And the first time I ever wrote a poem was for her, and it was on her birthday. So today we're gonna have, like parts of the poems I've written, and we're gonna, share our opinions on that. So, like, take a look at that. So, the first poem I wrote for her was Out of Touch.
Out of touch, lengthy hair and made everyone laugh. She would always be my better half. Having her felt like heaven. I wish I held her 24/7. My hair grew grayer, but she not once stopped lingering in my head. She never said we would part our ways ahead. Time was the cause to enfeeble our bond. Now I wish to usher her back with a wave of wand.
So I have no clue. Okay, the reason it's a little pessimistic was we were in 10th grade and I had no clue we'd be in the same college or anything. Okay, so I wrote it in a sense of nostalgia and stuff. So I was like, okay, maybe the time would cause us to go away and stuff. That's the reason it got a little pessimistic towards the end.
But the thing is, the craziest thing, so we actually ended up going to the same college. We were supposed to go to another college with our other two friends, but then that was not possible. But then we still ended up in a completely new different city and we ended up going to the same college there and it was our first time trying out boarding too. Very interesting.
Horrible. Not horrible, but then it was
Not
fine.
horrible.
It's fine.
The
It was not
people
bad.
amazing. The
But it could have
boarding
been better, honestly.
experience maybe
No,
not,
maybe not.
but then the people made it better, so
Sure.
I'm very thankful for the memories and it's very nice. The thing is, now she lives with me this year and we do see each other 24/7 because we are living with each other
And we just manifested this at the point, okay? Because I wrote specifically that I wish I held her 24/7, and I'm literally with her 24/7.
like we have the same room, we are sharing a bed. At this point I don't even know.
We live together. So the next one we have is North and South, okay? So I had this online friend, and she's from Uttarakhand, and it's been a long while since I've actually spoken to her, but I had a really good bond with her, and that's the reason I love appreciating people by writing poems, okay? If I genuinely love you, I write poems for you, especially. So I did that, okay? I wrote it for her, and she lived in North, and I was in South. So the poem was, the name itself is North and South, okay? So yeah, should I read it? Okay. Encountered her from a text. Ever since then, I was hexed. My being in this corner it stood, all the hers resided in that nook. Twinkling eyes that kept me stoned, the times when her heart was cloaked, away in the depths of the shadow, melting my face down into a harrow. Her voice, the wand, had me conjured. Knowing her felt like being on shore. All the symphonies of words we share, I find solace in the melodies we declare. One in north and the other one in south. Can't meet her, but the love I get is route. A dance of souls intertwined in timeless unity. Hand in hand, we shall walk with continuity. So, this is I think, my third poem I've written so far. And all these poems, which I started writing in the first, have always been with rhyming words, okay? So, later I discovered that you can also, do poems and stuff, freestyle. But initially, I thought it was only fixated to rhyming words.
The thing is, like, I think her poem journey started when in ninth grade. So in ninth grade, we were in CBSE school, right? So we had to learn the rhyming schemes, like you know how they go like A B A B A B, and we were supposed to actually write poems which were in the exact.
It was honestly
order
by
too.
heart. Like, you had to rattomarify.
And that time, ChatGPT wasn't that popular, so we actually had to
I
come
miss
up with
ChatGPT, man.
This is so hypocritical, by the way.
But
You're
like-
missing ChatGPT.
No. See, creativity is one side. Of course, creativity should not be mixed up with AI. But of course, like at least I was in eighth grade. Okay, so for me, I did not understand poems properly, and I could not even comprehend what was written and what it meant. Okay, so it was like too tough for me to understand anything. So I had to summarize it through ChatGPT. Now, at least, like if I find something difficult, but that time it was like I had to figure a way out. And since then, I was like, okay, poems are supposed to be only rhyming schemes. And that's how I only wrote rhyming schemes in the start.
But then, if you ask me, I think it's good that we did that in that age. So what I did was I just read a lot of poems, and then that's how I like figured, okay, I have to write like this, I have to write like this. So I think it helped me consume more media. Is that too performative?
It is.
It sounds so performative. I have used ChatGPT to write my essays sometimes now, but then I don't anymore because I'm in 12th grade now. I did it in 11th because we only like to do musti, in 11th, and then 12th me like.
I think we realized it.
And
Realization
then
hit it.
in 12th, like.
We were like, okay, we actually have to work for it, like instead of using AI.
Yeah, now
And that's
like-
when I think we realized how important creativity is and how we have lost, the human touch of,
Yeah.
things, beauty, the art and, composing poems or even stories. I remember the old days, we all used to be like, write it from scratch. We had the books and stuff to write it. But nowadays it's just like AI slop, bro. AI art, AI poems, AI this, AI that.
The genuine trend where they were just generating Ghibli art.
Nah, that was bad. That was
No,
bad.
if you genuinely use AI to generate like yourself in a hockey stadium or like in a football match, that's bad. No, like you're wasting liters of water to do that.
But it's
And it
fine.
doesn't even come out that well.
But it's
It
fine. Maybe we
looks-
shouldn't hate on AI so much because it, of course, helps us. Like, I love
No.
AI. Honestly, see, it helps us in a lot of ways, but you shouldn't be dependent on it. That's the main thing.
What I don't like is generative AI. I'm
Yeah.
fine with the other AI where we are using it for homework or like, see, I use it for math too, but then at this point now ChatGPT, Gemini, they are also dumb. The actual ones which are available to public, or you have to buy that 10,000 per year subscription. That's crazy. You know what? I'm gonna save 10k and then I'm gonna do maths myself. That's a win-win. I can't even use ChatGPT anymore because it genuinely is so dumb. Like, no, I can't.
Okay, so like AI slop is it. So the next poem I have is very generic, honestly. It's literally called as Brown Eyes, and it's not person specific, but it was just for people in general who have brown eyes. Because I have seen so many people. Okay, they are like, oh my god, brown eyes are so boring. Brown eyes are this, brown eyes are that. It's like the brown black side of eyes, and they all glaze the colored eyes a lot. I'm not lying. Colored eyes are very pretty. I find them gorgeous, but I feel like learn to love something which you have that's like brown eyes, and I feel like it's common with most of us. So she's gonna read the brown eyes.
Most of them are brown eyes. They say it's very common. They say it looks filthy. But I think that brown eyes are underrated. Whether it's as light as the sandy beach, whether it's as dark as the black coffee, when exposed to the sunlight, these pools turn into a monochrome. They are like shedding golden brown, leaves that whisper secrets of the past. Brown eyes may look ordinary, but they can hypnotize you. Just like how the moonlight hypnotizes, the gentle ripples of the water. Look into those deep ponds. They can cast a spell on you and bring you to your knees.
I personally think that it's a nice poem, especially for people I think who think that brown eyes and dark colored eyes are pretty ordinary. You have so many beautiful things that are brown, okay, like n number of things, and the hatred towards like brown eyes is just absolutely bullshit. It's unnecessary. So like, if you look at a person with actually pretty brown eyes, it's gonna get you down to your knees. It's as simple as that. It's pretty.
Every single eye color is pretty. Every people are different, and it's good that we are different. That's what is the difference.
Yeah, that's what makes us us. That's what makes you Niveta. That's what makes me Shania.
I have dark brown eyes, and she has light brown eyes. Sometimes they think light brown eyes are better, but at the same time, dark brown eyes are pretty too. Colored eyes are pretty too. Eyes are.
The brown eyes was a freestyle, okay? So after that, I wrote this poem. I remember it was like in 10th grade boards. We had a IT the next day, and the previous day I was writing this poem because like I was genuinely upset about quite a few facts that was going on around in my mind and everything. So I'm sure most of us here feel like we tend to ruin beautiful things just because we think that it's too good to be true, or that it's gonna backfire on you or anything. You just kind of go inside a cage and try to protect yourself, because you are not aware of what's gonna happen. Okay. Oh dear, is it right? Oh dear, love blooms around me, taking different forms like the flowers. When time comes, friendships, relationships, and bonds wither away, one after another. Oh dear, they are ruined by time or the people themselves. Showcasing vulnerability was never within me. Confining emotions in a cage, for the flight is too scary. Knowing the previous ones didn't end well. Oh dear, I ruined the flowering of pretty species. Out of fear, out of insecurity, out of distrust. Self sabotaging at a whole nother level. Just because the flowers in the garden are a little too gorgeous. Oh dear, these actions were not entirely my choice. Destroying a perfectly good flower, just so I could get to bloom and be the brightest. It helps most of the time, but oftentimes it's not right. I think this poem actually, changed my opinion on everything because I always thought I used to kind of be the person who blamed the other one for anything, okay, even if it's friendships or something. And that's when I later realized how I am as a person and how I, prefer not, you know, getting very close or, being vulnerable because I'm afraid of things, okay. So that's why I at the end state like it helps most of the time, but it's not right. And I feel like most of us do that in the world. Okay, I feel that's how quite a few people ruin friendships, relationships, and everything because you are afraid to show your true self and to actually give it a chance because you're afraid of being hurt. And that's fine because at the end of the day we're human, we are with love, and we are made out of love. And of course expressing love is something very important.
I have this problem, so I don't approach or I don't go for it if I don't think it's gonna last. I only go for it if I think it's gonna last, and I have this problem, right? And now I'm like overcoming it because I switched school to college after 9 years. I was in the same school with her for 9 years, and then it was so complete. I had to make friends all over again in college, and it's actually wonderful experience. And I made friends, and this time I didn't just miss out on anything. Like don't miss out on something just because it's not gonna last.
I think the beauty of everything is it's very short, okay? It's gonna come in your life, it's gonna teach you something, and once the person's time is done, they're gonna walk away. And what matters at the end of the day is what you've learned out of them. It's not that they're gonna be there in your life forever. It's simple like a book. Some people might be your whole book, they're gonna be part of your whole book, the whole journey and everything. But some of them are just gonna come in few of your chapters and help you realize who you actually are and what you should do, what you shouldn't do. Everything has a meaning. And I think you should just be grateful of whoever comes in your life, even if it's for a short while.
Yeah, that's right. We spoke so much about poetry today, and we would like to end this video off.
And we're gonna have another part, okay, like later, part 2 of the other set of poems I have.
Yeah, we would like to end this off with a quote from Dead Poets Society. It's an amazing movie. If you haven't watched it yet, you should.
Watch it.
We read and write poetry because we are members of the human race. And the human race is filled with passion and medicine, law, business, engineering. These are noble pursuits and necessary to sustain life. But poetry, beauty, romance, love, these are what we stay alive for.
I think poetry is something very beautiful. It's where you can show your rawest emotions and not be judged because poems at the end of the day are beautiful no matter the context, and that's what I want to show. In the next video I'm gonna show you a few poems that have a little different concept and everything, but honestly just carpe diem, bro. Seize your day.
Seize the day.
Bye bye.
Bye.